Hey guys, it's Nick, and I got a special friend with me, Eric Mahroum, and today we're going to talk to you about government relations. Hey guys, all right, welcome. So I had a good buddy of mine, Eric. He is coming in for a meeting tomorrow. He outran the hurricane out of Houston. But today we're going to talk about everything government relations and how is it important to a business. So Eric, kind of tell everybody what about you, your background, and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Originally from Fort Worth, Texas. Currently live in Houston now. As Nick was saying, I barely got out of the hurricane's path of destruction. It's slowing down, so thank God for that. But I served as President Trump's deputy state director for the state of Texas. I was his number 2 guy in 2015 to 2016 when he was just candidate Trump. And then we went on to win the election, and that's when I went on to get my appointment in his administration, all 4 years, served 3 in Washington, D.C. at the United States Department of Energy. And then I had the chance to transfer over to the housing department, HUD, because I was given the chance to come back home to Fort Worth. And I finished out last year there in the administration. And obviously, because of the way the election went, had to resign. So didn't know what to do with myself. So I decided, hey, let me do what I was doing in the government and helping people. And I started my own government relations / lobbying shop, keeping it small and tight, but very successful.
Love it.
Love helping people out.
That's awesome. So Eric, tell people, what does a lobbyist do and how, and maybe, okay, first, what does a lobbyist do? So go over that.
Right. So I guess there's a fine line. Lobbying is more if you're trying to get legislation passed, either on a state level or on a federal level. You have to register as a lobbyist, which I am registered in the state of Texas currently. And compared to, I guess, government relations is more of networking. If you needed to meet with your legislator in the state house or federally, you would, as a government relations person, I would take you to go and meet with whoever your rep is, or if there's something you're trying to push for or advocate for, you hire somebody like myself that has the connections with the elected officials or the different agencies that you can get in front of and talk to, and they can kind of walk you through what programs are out there that you can take part of. Or
so kind of like with my situation where I'm trying to do this other stuff with the turf and EPA and stuff. So basically, what you're going to do is try to get with the EPA and get me in line with the strategic, people. So, no matter what industry you're in, the industry that he's helping tomorrow is oil and gas. So no matter what industry you're in, Eric can help put you in the right way and know the right people to get you. And not just because he's registered in Texas doesn't mean he can't help DC. So he can get you affiliated with the people of DC as well. Does it matter what's in, like, what position of the business they're in? Like if they're just starting out, should they hire someone like you, or like kind of tell what does that tell?
Yeah, I would say so, because the government is so broad. Like in the turf, it's not just EPA. There's also different other agencies like the USDA in Washington D.C., the Department of Energy. Even here on the state level, Department of Agriculture, and then you also want to talk to the different elected officials that serve on whatever particular council there is, like the Energy Council, or just depending on what you want to do. Film, sure. I've worked with a film company to do some things, and the Texas Film Commission here in Texas. We've gone to see
that's
them.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's not just one inch. Granted, being at the Department of Energy for 3 years, that's where most of my, contacts and connections were. But just kind of seeing and working the inside of the government, you can help somebody navigate no matter what their business is
Sure.
to that particular.
It's kind of like what we were talking about at lunch. It was gatekeepers, right? Because anybody can pick up a phone, and I could pick up a phone and call someone, and they're not going to know who I am, or they're going to blow me off. But if Eric calls or something, he's going to know the right lingo,
right,
and what to say. And basically, you know, Eric is going to be your advocate going forward in anything government relations. So one thing we were talking about at lunch was rebate programs,
right,
and how, you know, maybe someone like Synthetic Turf Council, they don't have a lobbyist, and man, they need someone like Eric, because you could help them get, you know, different things passed, possibly through legislation for government rebate programs to help out the artificial turf industry. So I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head, but different things like that, you know, a lot of nonprofits need lobbyists in order to get them across the finish line. So tell me a story when you're working with the Trump administration. It was something that happened. It was cool.
I always go back. I did a lot with small businesses. At one point, my title was senior advisor for minority businesses. The word minority, it's not just of a different ethnic background, but it's also veteran-owned businesses and women-owned businesses as well. And I remember there was a business that was headed up by a female, and she started from the ground up, made furniture and different kind of furniture for different offices. And just to see her come in throughout the progression, and to see her get government contracts with the Department of Energy, and I'm sure she got, you know, contracts with other agencies, but to kind of see her hard work, and I believe she was a single mom, and it just, you know, to kind of help her along that way, and to help her be successful. That's what the government is, you know, there to guide. And
that's cool. What is it called? Whenever it used to be Fed Biz Ops, is what it used to be called, where you could, you know, go and put your products for the government to buy. But what is it now?
Well, there's grants.gov to take care if there's, you know, different grant opportunities for different businesses across the board. And then I always tell people, you know, small businesses, you know, hit up the SBA. Yeah, that's what they're there for, is to help and be an advocate. A lot of these agencies like the SBA will have regional offices throughout the country.
So one thing that Eric's done for me, whenever you said grants, it just, you know, he's put me in touch with an amazing grant writer, and this person will help us get grants that are going to be some of them are more than 1 year, they're like up to 3 years. But it's really cool learning that whole process. So, you know, it's stuff like that Eric can do for your business that is invaluable, right? I mean, it's just stuff that business owners don't know. Yeah,
and a lot of this, even though, you know, some of us in government relations come from a certain political party background, there's no, I guess, line there. I had to work with Democrats, and when I was in the administration, I had to work with Republicans, vice versa. And for example, if you're a business and you want to go to, let's just say, a certain part of Texas, Central Texas, East Texas, you want to get buy-in and support from the local officials, their state representative, their state senator, the mayor, the county judge. They like that. You know, you approach them like, hey, we want to, you know, grow our business here in your county, and just get them on board and have them help you. And they feel, it makes them feel really good to bring them in on the fold in your business. They like new businesses coming and growing in their particular area. So they're always going to be a fan of economic development, jobs. Those are two things that just perk the ears of an unelected official.
I love it. Well, so I don't want to give away all your secret sauce so people will hire you. But how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, either through Nick, or if you want to go to send me an email. My email is Eric, ERIC, at Mahroum Communications with an S at the end .com, and that's my last name, Mahroum, MAHROUM, as in Mary, communications.com, or just give me a holler on my cell. I still have an 817 area code. I'm not changing that, even though I moved to Houston. 817-966-4355.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Eric, for coming on here real quick.
Thank you for having
I know it
me.
was like a little spur of the moment type
No,
deal,
it's
but
good.
yeah. So I always like to, you're just like me. You like to help others,
Absolutely.
and this is what I hope someone watches this and it helps them. And give Eric a call, email. He'll point you in the right direction. Hope everyone has a great day and a blessed day.
Bye-bye.